From Kecoughtan High School, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Boys Basketball. The Phoebus Phantoms visiting the Kecoughtan Warriors. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz and Bob Killen. We welcome you to Kecoughtan High School for this contest between the Warriors and the Phantoms. And in just a moment, we will go courtside if we can get Bob to get with the coach. Well, I guess I've lost Bob. So I guess we're not having pregame interviews, so I'll just tell you a little bit about the teams. The Warriors are 2-13, coached by Revis Conrad. And the Phantoms are 4-10 and 6-11 in the overall, and they are coached by David Blizzard. There you see the officials for tonight's contest. Mike Powers, Jim Brennan, and Bob Howard will be the men in stripes for tonight's game.
Special welcome to Coach Blizzard and the Phoebus High School.
Where'd you go? I get ready to throw it to you, and you weren't there.
Well, we come up too late. They won't. You can't get the coaches to talk when you get within 2 minutes of the game.
I heard they didn't want to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, well, they both said we ain't got anything to say. I said, well, I can let you interview each other.
Number 3, Andre Walker.
We'll catch those just maybe. But I got a big kick out of Revis. He said, Revis says to David, David, I'm in 9th place. How far are you ahead of me? 8th place team gets to go.
Well, it is an important game if you're the Phoebus Phantoms because they are in the hunt for that 8th spot. The Warriors are not. Did we show the starting lineup yet for the Phantoms? As you now see the introduction of the starters for the Warriors. Booth, Derek Finner, Mark Harper, number 3.
Number 32,
Willie Sherman from the football team as well. And Brian Walter rounds out the starters for Revis Conrad. There you see the starters for tonight's contest for Revis Conrad's Kecoughtan Warriors. Four 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There is no shot clock.
You get a chance to talk about our officials?
I did.
I tell you, that young man who is the referee, Michael Powers, had the privilege of coaching Mike over at Bethel High School, and him and I were talking earlier about Jerry Holmes. You reading the paper? He's going to be the defensive back for the Cleveland team, and leaving West Virginia.
What is it, defensive backfield coach?
Right. Congratulations to Jerry Holmes. That's just an awesome thing.
Tonight's contest is brought to you by Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations, and in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. And the oxymoron, that's not a reflection on anyone's intelligence, that is Robert Little, who is anything but little. Number 54, what is he, about 6'8"?
Yeah, he's got
400 pounds?
A guy underneath the basket was looking at me, and he's 6'7". He said that guy's got to be at least 6'9".
He's a monster.
And just a sophomore.
Still growing into that body. Tap controlled by the Warriors. Mark Harper can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll still belong to the Warriors.
I think he might have hit the ball on the way up, but makes no difference.
Well, he downright punched it is what he did.
Yeah.
It's only illegal if you get caught. This is Booth, Jamar Booth. Got Mark Harper on the right wing. High pass, and it's stolen. Good offensive board and stick back
nice
by Dominic
job by
Strickland.
Strickland. Did a great job.
Walter from outside the three-point line.
He can hit those threes. Get the ball into your big man. He's down there begging for it.
That's Robert Little, the big man.
And does a good job of gathering himself and getting the ball up there. That was not an easy catch that time.
Warriors down by 4. Jumper no good. Robert Little with the board.
Runs the floor, too, pretty well for a big guy, Tim.
This is Robert Little again. Trying to muscle up over Willie Sherman. And Sherman
Well,
did a
I
good
think
job.
he thought he was going to get a little pressure that time, and he didn't. Oh, Carlos Campbell really ran into the end down there trying to block that shot. That was not a – woo!
Fenner got the basket.
Tough young man, Carlos. Coach is going to get him to come out. He's going to bring in number 40, Daly.
I think it's Danley.
I'm sorry, you're right. Danley.
So Campbell, who got his bell rung at the end of the court.
Well, I mean, he ran, really hit that. And with, boy, if they didn't have padding, we just lost. We lost our power.
Well, our monitor is not working.
We lost all our power.
All right, well, we're still on the air, so we'll get that cleared up in a moment. That's
nice putback by Willie. Offensive rebound, put it right back up. Kecoughtan in a full court press.
4-4.
Off the glass. Nice job. Was that Reed?
Travis Reed. So the Warriors will bring it across the timeline. Mark Harper. Fenner with a quick move to the basket. And blocked by Little. Sherman picks it up. No good. And Danley gets the board for the Phantoms. Robert Little will power it in.
Nice fake. You see what he did, Tim? Nice ball fake. Powered it up.
.5:25 to go. Quick move to the basket and a nice play by Booth. Jamar Booth with the points. Strickland guarded by Walter. Reed down low for Little. Little working on Sherman.
He got to use the left hand. Did not use the left hand that time. I tell you, I'm impressed with Reed. He's all over the court.
Little, good defensive effort. As soon as he got the ball, he got double teamed, and a double team came through there and slowed him down enough to move his feet.
And it was just the flash. We got a monitor back. It was just the flash of people coming by causing him to shuffle his step.
And you can see it on the replay exactly what we were referring to. Back to the live action now. 4:37 to go in the first. Kecoughtan 6 and the Phantoms 8. Underneath for Fenner, Robert Little.
Good job of blocking that time by Robert Little. Blocked the shot and then got the block.
And then Fenner did a good job to knock the loose ball out of bounds off of the Phantom. Booth three-pointer is over the backboard, and that'll be Phantom basketball. Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations, serving Krispy Kreme donuts, Coca-Cola, fried chicken, hot subs, and of course quality Citgo gasoline.
A 1-2, 1-1 full court trap. We got a foul on Booth.
Phantoms will inbound the ball at center court. Loose ball, Mark Harper on the floor, gives a right to Travis Reed. And the hustle all over this court by both teams.
They're diving for the ball and everything that time. Brian Walter knocked the ball out of bounds, but this effort.
And the Phantoms with a 2-point lead and the ball as we are inside of 4 minutes to go here in the first period. This game videotaped on the 5th of February, 1999 from Kecoughtan High School. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen. Ball will belong to the Phantoms. Double team on the ball, and a foul is committed. It looks like Mark Harper.
Yeah, he little body contact that time.
That's the first on Harper. After a terrific start of the game as far as pace is concerned, there's been virtually no scoring now for about 2 minutes. Baseline jumper is off the mark. One shot. Willie Sherman with the rebound. Fenner at the other end, but he will get a couple of free throws, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's he's going to call a foul on Danley. And he's giving him a 2-shot foul. I thought he got him before. As we watched the replay, yeah, he really got him much before the shot. That's not you don't have continuation in high school.
2 shots for Derek Fenner. Harper checks out of the ball game, and in his place comes Brian. I check that. Can't see his number yet. Robert Simmons, 14. So Fenner ties the game at 8.
Full court man-to-man now by the Warriors. Got to get the ball inside. They're not looking. Robert has got one man on him. Robert Little, one man. One man's not going to stop him. You're going to have double team. There you go. It's got to be a good pass, and I think he might have got fouled, and it wasn't called. But
Strickland off the glass, stick it up, and no good. Tip, no good.
Two tries.
3 real good chances for the Phantoms, wouldn't get it to go, and back come the Warriors. Brian Walter, no good.
That ball was halfway down the basket, come back up.
Fenner caught an elbow on that rebound. In and out. Robert Little sticks it back in.
We got to have timeout. Fenner did take an elbow, and he's coming out. Got
he's going to have
Gerard Jones is coming in.
Going to have to go into the locker room. He's got a split lip or at least drawn blood, so he will be out, and that'll hurt the Warrior cause because Fenner is really the spark plug on this team.
Well, he does. In the 2 games that we've done, he's been the leading scorer on the team both times.
Warriors down by 2. 2:15 to go in the first period. This is Sherrod Jones, and Jones has the ball blocked.
Blocked by Danley.
Strickland way too far underneath the basket. He was lucky he got the call.
Well, if he had, he couldn't have got the shot anywhere close to the basket. Getting fouled was smart because it was a smart move. He was trapped down there. You're either going to step out of bounds, get a 3-second call, so go up like you're going to shoot it, try to draw the foul, and he did.
Minute 52 to go in the period, and the Phantoms now trying to add to their 2-point lead. As you watch the replay here, the feed down low, you see Strickland double team, just had no place to go, but was able to get Sherrod to foul him, Sherrod Jones. Back come the Warriors. Booth could have had a foul called on that one.
Yes,
easily.
he could have. I tell you what, Danley, number 40, really is getting up in the air for the Phantoms. And I see that Carlos Campbell's back in, so he must have gotten rid of the cobwebs.
Got a foul on Jones of the Warriors. That's his second.
Job is to put a big body on Robert. And I tell you, he's big, but he ain't big as Robert Little.
He's a little guy compared to Little. Three-point attempt short. Offensive board, Carlos Campbell.
Campbell right back up with it. That's what you got to do.
And slippery four caused that one.
Yeah, he lost it there. I don't know.
Booth lost his footing and in an effort to regain his balance, turned the ball over.
William Stiff reports
right there.
Takes Strickland's place.
Baseline runner is good by Andre Walters. And the Phantoms build their biggest lead now. They're up by 6. 44 seconds remaining in the first period. Brian Walter, no S. Off the mark. Little rebounds, got quickly for Campbell. Looks on the left wing, didn't see the man open. Now the long rebound comes out and Danley gets it. Give to Walters in the lane. Andre Walters, no good. Robert Little follows, no good. Another offensive board, and the stick back is good.
Well, Robert Little was shooting the ball back and away from the basket. He's got to power and go to the basket, and that'll come as he matures.
6 seconds to go in the period. For three, good!
Foul.
With 1 second on the clock.
Got a chance for a 4-point play, Tim.
Robert Simmons hits. And Mark Harper, Andre Walters rather, is called for the foul. So that'll send Simmons to the line, as you said, Bob, with a chance for a 4-point play, hit the 3, and this would make it a 4-point game if he can hit it very quickly.
Well, that's one way to cut the lead in the half.
That'll do the job for you in a hurry. And he does. So the buzzer sounds to end the first period, but a 4-point play with a second remaining made a 10-point deficit. That's going to be a 8-point deficit down to a 4-point deficit. That's a big difference.
We will pick a player.
I can use the math zone, by the way.
Well, I'll see if we can get you in there. I'll give you the phone number in a minute. We will pick a player of the game for each one of these teams tonight. Those players receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located at Kecoughtan Road. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 723-6067. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Kecoughtan. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus they have screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
Got a shot of my man there. Mom brought him another hot dog. He's got a hollow leg. The kid, there he is, my buddy. He was scarfing down those hot dogs earlier.
Yes, sir.
Now I guess he's counting his money.
I think he may.
Yeah.
He might have some M&Ms there or something. I don't know.
He and I are going to become real good friends.
I figured you kind of leaning that way. I got to put a ankle bracelet on you so I know where you are.
In the first period, the Phantoms doubled the rebounds on the Warriors, 16-8. Now, other statistics were pretty even. And that's a bullet out of bounds.
Well, I tell you, Tim, what they're doing right now is Kecoughtan went to a zone rather than let Robert Little kind of float around underneath there with it hard to keep one guy on him. So they went into a zone. Phoebus is still in the man-to-man.
Willie Sherman. The Sherman makes it a 2-point game after the Warriors have been down by 8. Tried to feed it down low to Strickland. It gets knocked out of bounds.
Bounce pass will get in there. You got to throw the bounce pass.
Campbell lost it to the Warriors. And right back at you, right back to the Warriors. Simmons!
Oh, I tell you what.
Robert Simmons with 6 points here in the last minute. Basket counts, and he's fouled.
Well, you could say in the last 55 seconds, couldn't you?
And a quick 20-second timeout by David Blizzard. He says, wait a minute, I don't like what I see here.
Oh, they're too ragged. They're throwing the ball too hard. They're not making entry passes right. You can't. Oh, that's one of our school board members, Mr. Roughton. Good shot of him there. Tim, you got to throw, when you get the ball inside, if you throw it waist high, then somebody can get a hand on it. So you bounce it in, it's harder to defend. And that's what they need to do. They being the Phantoms, they're having trouble getting the ball inside.
Simmons unable to hit the free throw. We remain tied at 16. Andre Walters in the corner for Reed. Reed's shot off the mark. Robert Little saves it underneath Strickland, and
that's got to be an up and down.
Good defense caused the turnover. $16-all is our score. In the lane, Harper's shot short.
Jones out of nowhere.
Quick for a big man. Sherrod Jones gives the Warriors the lead. And we got a foul on the play. We lost our monitor again, but I guess we'll just have to live with that.
It has been off and on.
Ron Baton was working on plugging it back in with somehow, way, shape, or form. Someone keeps
we got too many people climbing up behind the bleachers, and they're kicking that cord loose.
Campbell and Strickland on the rebound is fouled from behind, I believe.
And it's got to be on Willie Sherman.
This will be a shooting foul, apparently. Strickland will go to the free throw line. He'll get 2 shots.
He's one of the player of the game shirt. There you go. Green Aldine is wearing our player of the game shirt.
I think it's hers now.
It is her shirt.
The 1 out of 2 for Strickland, and 2 out of 2, excuse me. Tied at 18.
Oh, I tell you what. That young man has scored all the points earlier. Simmons on a runner. And Robert right back with an offensive rebound. Good for Robert Little. But I tell you, Simmons is putting on a game tonight.
Came off the bench and is doing a fine job. Harper dishes left side. Jumper in and out. Robert Little with another rebound. That's 8 rebounds for Robert Little in the game. Simmons behind the back to Harper.
Knowing where your teammates are on the floor, that's why you can make that kind of a pass. 2-point game. 5.5
to go in the half. Carlos Campbell will throw an off-balance shot up there. Robert Little is fouled on the stick back.
But you see what he did, Tim. As soon as he got the ball, we're right back up with it. Big men got to do that. You bring that ball down and anybody can get a hold of it. Put it right back up.
That's the way I shoot free throws.
Do you mean you make them? Oh, but when you make them, they go off the board.
Off the glass, that's right.
I got you.
And I don't
Do you call it?
No.
You don't? Oh, Tim, you got to call it.
One out of two for Little. And the Warriors with a 1-point lead, 22-21. We approach the 5-minute mark, and we've got a foul on the baseline. Didn't have any fouls in the first 4 minutes of the game, and boy, they've started to load them up here in the second period.
Well, that's on Travis Reed, number 24 for the Phantoms, and 22 comes in, Eric Brockington. Replaces Reed. Harvey Burnett was probably going to be the starter and got injured preseason and hadn't had a chance to start. It really has hurt the Phantoms.
Maurice Shanks hasn't played either.
No, there's another one that hurt. There's a three by Walters.
Andre Walters. Simmons.
Is that score right? 24-22 with a three-pointer? Were they trailing on that three-pointer? Okay.
So Simmons will go to the free throw line.
Watch the replay. Well, I have no idea. Oh, that's number 33. That Philip Tyson comes in. And Derek Fenner comes back in, so evidently whatever his problem was, it got fixed up.
It looked like he got the inside of his lip cut. And, of course, they're very cautious about any kind of blood.
Simmons comes out, and Booth replaces him. Simmons had a great score. A lot of scoring coming off the bench for the Warriors.
For the Phantoms.
Go ahead.
Between Little and Danley, they have 15 rebounds here in the first half. Dominating the board as Little is. Little scores again. He has got 11 here in the first half.
Good job that time by Brockington to get the ball into the big man.
Warriors down by 3. Booth in the lane, no good. Little with the board. Andre Walters will drive. Got
the touch. Nice touch on that ball by Andre.
10 rebounds in the first half for Robert Little. Andre Walters now has 8 points in the game. And biggest lead of the game for the Phantoms. They're up by 5.
Well, Phantoms are now, they look like they may be playing a box and 1 or a triangle and 2.
Danley with another rebound. He's got 8, and Little has 10. They are just destroying the boards. Little with another basket.
Nice touch. As he gets better, he's going to start using that left hand from that side of the basket.
Just a sophomore. He's got 13 points in the first half here. Fenner will try the 3, and again, this time Strickland had it. Fenner with the follow, and he is fouled.
I didn't see which one of the Warriors did that, but looked like Strickland was going to have the rebound, and the Warrior just knocked it out of his hand and went right to, who's that on the line? That's Willie Sherman, and Sherman, run right up with it, got the got the 2 shots from the foul line. So a lot of times you can't get the ball. You know, you try to knock it to one of your players.
Danley called for the foul. Sherman will get a couple. And Sherman gets the roll.
Mark Harper goes out, and Brian Walter comes in for the Warriors.
3:05 on the clock. So Sherman hits both free throws, and it's a 5-point Phantom lead. Good pressure defense causes the turnover.
And that's what you want now. You want to capitalize on that. That guy can hit a 3.
And he does. Brian Walter.
I tell you, he comes on the floor. His gun is cocked.
Down by a pair. Willie Sherman. Oh, he missed the layup. Booth follows. No good. Booth with the rebound. In the lane. Fenner. And we've got a shot, but a
no,
foul
I don't think there's a basket. Number 40 is going to get the foul on the Phantoms, Danley.
That'll be unofficially 3 on Danley. Here's your replay. The action gets rather furious here.
You know what happened is Willie Sherman got the ball. He went up and he wasn't sure, am I going to lay it off the glass or am I going to dunk it? And he didn't make his mind up, and as a result, did not get the basket. But by hustle, they ended up with the ball, got the foul, and they will go to the foul line, get 2 chances.
Well, if they can hit
no, that's right. It's right. It's not a 2 chance, is it? It's 1-and-1.
No, you know what? That's right. He was not fouled in the act of shooting. He got him as he was getting the rebound, but
yeah, so he want to get a second chance if he doesn't get the first one. Derek Fenner is a good shooter.
So Fenner with a chance to tie the ball game. Phantoms had a 7-point lead, but have seen that one evaporate. Willie Sherman doing a nice job on the boards for the Phantoms. For the Warriors. He's got 7 rebounds.
Fenner is tie game.
Fenner is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And with 2:26 to go in the half, it is 30-all. Ball belongs to the Phantoms. Stolen by Sherman. Foul is called. Robert Little on the hand check.
You don't want your big man down there getting that ball. You need a ball handler. But you got to also, if you get it inside, as you watched him, and it just wasn't a good pass. Kecoughtan not going away. In fact, they're saying we got a good chance to win this ball game.
Phoebus with 12 turnovers in the first half, just 5 for the Warriors. Sherman cannot get it, but the rebound comes to Fenner. Off the mark. Knocked out of bounds. It belongs to the Phantoms. I want to mention the fact that Wood Funeral Home, a sponsor here in the first half of Channel 46 coverage of high school sports. Richard Pulley is the funeral director over at Wood Funeral Home. We appreciate those folks helping us defray the cost of bringing you the best in Peninsula sports right here on Channel 46. Strickland with this easy layup.
Well, it was a nice pass that time from Travis Reed.
Fenner got in tall country and got tied up. Warriors will keep the ball with the possession arrow. Simmons will come in. Sherman will come out for Kecoughtan.
Reed was trying to keep some fresh legs in there. This is a real hectic game, up and down. Both teams are substituting liberally.
Booth directing traffic, now gets picked up by Andre Walters.
Could have got a push off that time.
Yep. Back come the Phantoms. 2-on-1. Walters off the glass with a nice touch. 9 points for Walters in the first half. And the Phantoms are back on top by 4. Fenner all the way out to the midcourt line. Simmons for three. No good. Fenner with the offensive rebound, and then
I think he walked.
Travels.
He turned around. There was nowhere to go.
Robert Fields gets a touch on the ball. He's in. Strickland down low. Got it.
Oh, nice. Soft touch by the lefty.
7 points for Strickland. And we're inside of a minute before halftime. Warriors down by 6. Walters baseline, good. Brian Walter adds 2 points to the Kecoughtan total. Robert Little fouled on that play, didn't get the call. Fenner. Fenner did not get the right elevation.
Oh, didn't get up high enough. That's 2 he could have had. Rivas really, I know, said, listen, it's not how Purdy put it in, as if you get it. Watch the replay. Took off a little too far from the basket.
Exactly. Half a minute now. Alley-oop for Strickland.
Oh, nice job. Good communication between Walters and Strickland.
Stolen. Robert Fields, and stolen right back by Booth. 5 seconds to go. The runner by Harper, no good as the buzzer sounds to end the first half. A very entertaining first half.
Absolutely.
After 16 minutes of action, our score is Phoebus 38 and Kecoughtan 32. We'll return to Kecoughtan High School for the third quarter of action after a brief timeout. Back here at Kecoughtan High School, our score at halftime, the Warriors trailing the Phantoms by 6. In the first half statistics, the Phantoms out-rebounded the Warriors 28-15, but in turn turned the ball over more than twice as often, 14 turnovers for the Phantoms, just 6 for the Warriors. Assists found the Phantoms leading that category 9-4, and the steals almost even, 5 for the Phantoms and 7 for the Warriors. Leading rebounder for the Phantoms was Robert Little with 10, with Danley having 8. Willie Sherman had 7 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Scoring-wise, the Warriors were paced by Robert Simmons, who had 9 points, 6 each for Fenner and Sherman, 5 points for Brian Walter, 2 points each for Mark Harper, Jamar Booth, and Sherrod Jones. By the way, getting on that Mark Harper, his brother is Brett Harper. I think we mentioned Derek Harper, but it's Brett Harper. The young lady came by and corrected us.
We appreciate that.
We do appreciate it. We don't like making mistakes, and by golly, we appreciate someone letting us know. For the Phantoms, they were paced by Robert Little, who had 13 points, 9 points each for Strickland and Walters, and then 2 points each for Stith, Reed, and Campbell. 2 out of 6 from the free throw line for the Phantoms in the first half, 8 of 11 for the Warriors. All right, set to go. Perfect timing. Did that perfectly again.
Oh,
Thank you,
tell
Scotty.
you what, they're coordinating in the truck because they know just about how fast you can talk.
Phantoms will have the ball to start the second half. Kicked outside for Strickland. He's in the lane, put it up, no good. Robert Little.
Oh, nice rebound by Little. I mean, that was a man-size rebound that time.
He has really impressed me. This young sophomore is going to really do a great job. Mark Harper guilty of pushing off. Good call.
That was a good call by Michael Powers.
Phantoms up by 8. Andre Walters thought about a shot.
They're going to double team Little when he gets inside.
Campbell, Walters in the corner for 3, no good.
Strickland put it back. Strickland's having a big game.
Walter for 3, off the mark. Strickland with the board. Reed in the lane, dishes to Campbell, scoring.
You see what's happening. We got a quick timeout, 22nd by Rivas, but the Kecoughtan Warriors are letting the Phoebus Phantoms get the ball inside against that man-to-man. Tim Channel, WHCS Channel 46 welcomes you to the Math Zone. This is a live televised interactive call-in program for students to get help with their math. Join Tyler Elementary teacher Cassandra Hamilton and Davis Middle School teacher Sherry Martin every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Call 850-5426. Join the Math Zone.
And you were watching the replay of that action. Back to the live action now.
Good shot of Jerry Gentry in the stands as the trainer at Phoebus High School.
Pressure defense causes the turnover.
And if you call a 20-second timeout, you don't want to turn the ball over, and that's exactly what the Warriors did that time.
Reed makes contact. They're going to call a blocking foul, and Reed will get a pair.
And that's on Derek Fenner, number 22.
Travis Reed will go to the free throw line, his first attempt from the charity stripe.
Robert Simmons comes in and replaces Fenner for the Warriors lineup.
Good save by Robert Little.
Oh, what a runner by Carlos.
Sherman is open and hits. 46-34. Oh, look out.
Whoa! That little baby was in. Wow.
Willie Sherman came in the stands like a linebacker. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
Robert Little. Kidding me. He got mugged. He got smacked on top of the head. And a putback by Strickland. And Rivas says, I got to have a timeout. Every game we have done by Kecoughtan, they have played well except for one quarter. And one quarter, they can't do anything right. And I don't know how many points they've scored to start today. What was the end of the halftime score? 32?
It's 12-2 has been the score since the half.
Yeah, 12-2 run. Wow. You tell the kids what to do. You come out and you don't know what it is that just makes them not be able to score, but that happens at Kecoughtan at least one quarter.
Careful, you're going to knock stuff over there, big guy.
Get excited over here.
Well, Rivas needed that timeout, and He's had to call 2 now and has not been able to stem the tide. Phantoms almost steal it again as Carlos Campbell hustling all over the place.
I tell you, quick is in it. Quick on quick. That's your X factor. The difference really has not been the Kecoughtan's inability to score as much as it's been their inability to beat the press.
Another foul called. This one will be charged to Sherman. Carlos Campbell will get 2 shots.
Walters and Jones come in for, who is that going out? Looks like Sherman and Simmons. Reeves trying to get a combination that works and can get some points on the board. Robert Little is getting beat up, but I tell you, he just keeps on fighting. He came down the floor a little while ago holding his head.
He got 13 rebounds, does Little. Mark Harper for 3. So Harper hits it and cuts the lead to 14. Campbell off the glass and good.
That was a tough shot, Tim, because he caught the ball and he had to stop.
Showed his true athleticism on that play. Andre Walters with the interception.
4 on 3, and Walters says, I'll hit a 3. Maybe.
Strickland got the rebound, and a foul is called.
Strickland is really playing a game tonight. Just a junior.
Watch some of the replay of the action here.
And there's the 3 by Walters. Andre. Rivas says, I need another timeout. We got to do something here. Well, we had this timeout. We will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving. They're located at Kecoughtan Road. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 723-6067. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. Shirt comes with Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods. They're located in Kecoughtan. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
4:09 remaining in the third period. It's been all Phantoms in the second half. They've built an 18-point lead after leading by just 8 at halftime. Or 6 rather, actually. They've cut it down to 6, 38-32. 5 points been put on the boards by the Warriors, while the Phantoms have put 17 on. Rivas has his timeout, and the Phantoms will put the ball in play. Travis Reed penetrates, dishes to Campbell. Shot is off the mark, and Jones gets a rebound for the Warriors. Booth pass off the mark. Quickly down the other way, and Walter commits the foul on Travis Reed.
And Travis Reed has grabbed his leg, Tim. I don't know if it's a cramp or what. Looks like it might be a cramp. Gary Gentry's going to go over and check him out. I don't know. He's grabbing his knee.
You and I have talked about it before. There isn't anything more painful than a cramp. I got a chance to watch some of the replay here. You're going to see the errant pass. See if we can see what might have happened here. It just came down awkwardly, so
yeah,
he might have
really
done more
did.
than suffered a cramp. He might have twisted his knee there.
Well, the way Jerry is pulling on his toe and all and helping him up, hope it's just a cramp. While we have this break, let me tell you about what David Allen and Zooms are doing. They are recognizing the player on each one of these basketball teams with the highest GPA. When we're starting with the seniors, you must have at least a 3.0. These players receive a plaque for outstanding academic excellence. This will be presented at the school board meeting on February the 17th of this year. At Bethel High School, the boys' player is Timothy Smith, the girls is Shima Augustin. For the Kecoughtan, the boy is Brian Walter, and the girl is Raynell Deans. At the Hampton High Schools, Jeremy Southern and Christy Johnson. At Phoebus is Harvey Burnett, and Crystal Clary. Thanks to David Allen and Zooms, one of our corporate sponsors.
So Travis Reed is able to limp off the court, and hopefully it is nothing more serious than a cramp. Of course, right now, that cramp feels pretty serious.
Well, and you bring in somebody off the bench who's sitting there, and they have to shoot the free throws, and that's a hard thing to do because you're not really warmed up. Well, he got 1 or 2. That's not bad.
Cheyenne Danley makes it a 19-point difference. Almost stolen by Andre Walters. We almost had a lap full of basketball player there. Walters with a nice steal, lead pass. Carlos Campbell, no! Walter with a good feed, but Campbell didn't get it.
Yeah, he got by, tried to get by with that one. But, they slapped the backboard. I thought that used to be a technical.
Yep, it sure was. And he clearly did, but they didn't call it. Strickland has it knocked away, gets it back. Little right side. Campbell double team, tries to get it out to Andre Walters. Open for the jumper is Danley.
Danley's done a good job coming off the bench today.
He's done an excellent job. He's got at least 8 rebounds last time I looked, so he's done a fine job on both ends. .255 left in the third period. This will be a 2-shot foul coming at the free throw line as you watch the replay here. Danley will hit the jumper. Chris Willis got the free throw.
That's what you call a slow roller.
Friendly bounce. Andre Walters in the game has 6 steals.
6 steals? That's a...
Robert Little muscles the ball away. Strickland traveled.
He took an extra step. Should have given the ball back to Campbell. Maybe Campbell should have kept the ball a little longer. You're in the middle on a fast break. You keep the ball in the center of the court. Campbell gave it up a little soon.
Chris Willis. The lead cut to 18 now, 58-40. Warriors trying to make a run. Walters off the rim, and that ball will go back to the Warriors. Travis Reed will check back in, and we're very happy to see Travis all right.
Yeah, I was concerned. I hope that just a cramp.
Andre Walters comes out. Robert Simmons will try a three, no good. Fenner with the good rebound and a score. Derek Fenner with a nice job of getting the offensive rebound and sticking it in and getting fouled.
They give the foul on Little. Watch the rebound, replay. Yep. Got a timeout.
Minute 57 to go in the third. 16 points is the difference. Again, we remind you that the girls' game between these two schools was also recorded and available right here on Channel 46, your channel for high school sports in the city of Hampton. You recognize that young lady on the right, right?
Beverly Penn's little daughter.
That's right.
Little, she's getting big.
Oh, she's
almost as tall as Beverly. Good shot of Sarah.
Now let's talk about our crew while we have a second.
Yeah,
that's
go
Sarah
ahead.
Bowers. And the other camera person up in the nosebleed section, that would be Nathaniel laying over and get a good shot, Braxton. And I think he's trying to line up a shot of the man who's taking his shot. There you see him in the right-hand corner of your screen. That's Ron Baton doing a great job, as always, down on the floor. Of course, in the van, got Bev Penn working the replay. You got Andy Foley working the graphics. Scotty Bowers is our director. And Don, pronounce his last name for me again. Charus?
That sounds good. I have trouble with it, and I should be the one to not have trouble.
Derek Fenner now, perfect from the free throw line tonight. And
Pressure.
the turnover.
That's what you want if you're Kecoughtan.
Well, it's 15 points. It had been 20, and now a chance to cut into that. Warriors could really use a three. Fenner gets the pair.
And he may get the three.
Foul is on Robert Fields. Andre Walters getting set to come back in, and he will replace Fields. Fenner will have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Cut this lead down to a dozen if he can hit this.
Well, if you've Revis Conrad, you'd like to get it down at least a single digit before the fourth quarter starts.
And Fenner gets the three-point play, and he is 5 for 5 from the free throw. 6 for 6, rather.
Foul on Brian Walter going over the back of Robert Little, but that's a hustle foul. If he could have got a clean steal, would have had an easy basket.
Warriors trying to create the turnovers. And that foul will go against Fenner.
And I believe the Phantoms are in, they're in 1-1. They're in the bonus. Good shot of Revis Conrad and Richard Hall sitting right next to him. Richard, of course, played at Bethel High School and played for me when I was over there. He's been the JV coach here for a few years at Kecoughtan.
Bonus time as Strickland hits the front end of the 1-1. So a minute 39 remaining in the third, and the entire fourth period, the Phantoms will be shooting the bonus. In fact, pretty soon they'll be in the double bonus. Robert Little with the board.
Oh,
and
man, the bodies all over the place.
Robert Little with 16 boards tonight.
He may have walked, but they let him get by with it.
Chris Willis. (13) steal, Fenner.
Cut it to 11.
Down to 11 points.
Phoebus just making some ill-advised passes. Kecoughtan doing a good job getting in the passing lane. Getting some easy baskets.
Nice feed down low.
Entry pass. Tim, that's what you ask as a coach. That's just lovely.
Watch the replay here. You're going to see the Chris Willis.
He did a little skip step after he did the behind the back. They didn't catch it.
Warriors not in the bonus yet, so they will inbound on the player control foul. 21 turnovers for Phoebus in the ballgame. Willie Sherman, 14 seconds. Walter down to Sherman. Sherman down low, got it.
Chris Willis trying to get a offensive foul. His acting is not up to par yet.
6 seconds in the third. Reed will fire it up and it'll rim out. After 3, our score, Phoebus 63 and 52 is the score for Kecoughtan. They were down by 20. They cut it down to 11, Bob, so they're still in the game.
And I tell you, when you can come back after having a poor first half of the third quarter, they really came alive that second half and outscored the second half of that quarter. Outscored the Phantoms by 9.
Phantoms outscored the Warriors 25-21, but at one point it was much greater than that. They led by 20. Take your hat off to Revis Conrad and his team. They could have just thrown a towel in early in that third quarter, but they didn't. They came back and they hung in there. They got off to a horrible start, like you said, but they did not quit, and that's the sign of a Revis Conrad team. They don't quit. They're having a horrible season record-wise, just 2-13, but they're not playing like a 2-13 team.
And that's a good point. But you're right, they could have just folded the tent and gone home, and they did not do that.
Phoebus holds almost a double, a little more than double edge on the boards, 41-20.
Wow.
And that's been a big difference. Fenner. So we are in the final 8 minutes
man
now.
to man.
Sherman, no good. Warriors could have used that basket. I would have cut it down to 9.
And that was, in all fairness to Andre Walters, he went up, had a man wide open, but the guy broke to the basket to rebound, thought he was going to shoot.
Well, also in all fairness, that ball was knocked out of bounds by the block. It was misdirected by contact from the defender. Didn't get that call from the official, though. Sherrod Jones, 54, gives to Fenner. Fenner drives and gets fouled.
Yeah, both teams know. Kecoughtan is still not in the bonus. Possession arrow belongs to the Phantoms.
Big difference. We're talking about that double advantage in rebounds. The problem, again, we saw this in the girls' game. The Phantoms have committed twice as many turnovers as Kecoughtan. So you get the edge in rebounds, but you give it back in double turnovers. Willis in the lane, gets fouled.
Okay, Strickland got it. They will shoot 2.
Willis at the free throw line. And he got it. Well, apparently both teams now are in the bonus. So 3 out of 4 in the game for Willis from the free throw line, and it's a 9-point game.
And Tim, Phoebus is throwing the ball at waist level. Kecoughtan's getting in the passing lane and are getting reflections and getting some loose balls because of that. Bounce that ball. Nice, see that? Carlos Campbell, good job. Didn't get it finished, but he got the ball into the big man. Andre Walters on a steal.
That's at least 7 in the game for him.
Carlos
Campbell for
that
3.
Hurts. That hurts if you're the Warrior. You got to count to 9.
Andre Walters finds Strickland.
Strickland having a good time or what?
And he's got 18 points unofficially, too. There's a travel. Good call. Ryan Walter just got out of control there. Now we got a timeout called by the Warriors with 6:04 to go. They had cut it down to 54-63, and 5 straight points by the Warriors. As you watch the replay, Strickland got pushed by his own teammate.
Well, he might have hung him on the rim a little too long, but they let him get by with it.
It wasn't too blatant.
Wasn't too bad.
Again, I want to remind you about Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations. The folks at Zooms, they've got all that great food going for you. They got the Beantown coffee, they got Coca-Cola, they got Krispy Kreme donuts, fried chicken, potato wedges, and that quality Citgo gasoline at Zooms. 6:04 to go in regulation. The lead now back up to 14 as the Warriors had cut it to 9, but saw the 5 straight points from the Phantoms expand that lead back out there. So Rivas had to call a timeout and reorganize.
Well, he's pretty close to being out of timeouts, is Rivas.
Yeah, that's at least 3 that he's called here in the second half. He called 2 early in the game.
Well, and 2 his 2 20-second ones are gone.
Yep. Trying to get the ball down low for Little, didn't work. Harper's open for 3, no good. Tipped out to Jones, underneath for Sherman, no. Campbell had it, lost it.
And Kecoughtan will maintain possession. Little got a couple of blocks in there.
Nice move by Robert Little.
I tell you, I'm impressed with this young man. He's getting better every game, just a sophomore, folks. What, could you see him playing tight end? Would he be bad as a tight end or what?
He's bad as a center on this basketball team. He's got 13 points in the first half. He's added 6 more. He's got 19 and 18 rebounds. He's got a ferocious double-double going here. As you watch the replay, and now we're back to the live action. And he rattles that one in and out. Jones out, Walter in for Kecoughtan. So showing that he is not totally invincible. He misses both free throws. Harper dishes it out. Booth is blocked by Little, goes out of bounds, but it'll belong to the Warriors. One second, less than 5 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Watch the replay.
Willie Sherman hits. "12 points in a game for Sherman. Stolen by Booth. Harper with a left hand. Back to a 10-point difference now.
Looks like Phoebus going to spread it out a little bit, run their offense.
And Walter reached in and got the foul. That's his fourth at least. Bonus time for both teams. This is the 1-and-1. All these free throws extremely crucial here. Walter's first attempt is a good one. He's got 13 unofficially in the ballgame.
Good shot of David Blizzard.
And Walters hits both. And got a blocking foul on Travis Reed. Mark Harper at the free throw line. (70-59), 11 points is the difference. Carlos Campbell.
There's that speed that you like, Tim.
Carlos Campbell, coast to coast. Booth loses the handle, got it back. This is Willis, and Willis will take the jumper short. Andre Walters. Less than 4 minutes to go now. Walters loses his footing. And an excellent job to get the ball to Carlos Campbell. Campbell is fouled. Chris Willis says, "I didn't do it."
Who's calling that foul on me? I didn't do nothing.
So Campbell will get a pair. Watch the replay here.
Watch how high he goes for this ball, Tim. It wasn't for him, but he was up in the air, wasn't he?
Campbell misses the first of two. Misses both.
Reed catches a foul. Gonna put Harper on the foul line.
Little maintenance on the floor there, get some of the perspiration up.
Good job. He's the young man that came over and set the tables up for us tonight. Want to thank the folks here at Kecoughtan High School, Leonard Thomas in particular, that I got a chance to come over here and show him what I wanted, and he said, well, we can do that. So we do appreciate that. We get help regardless of where we go. All the Hampton High Schools just go out of the way to help us set up so that we can bring these broadcasts to you.
So 1 out of 2 for Harper. And the lead is 11. 3:46 to go. Almost stolen, knocked out by Sherman.
Well, yeah, but see what Robert Little did that time? Had the ball down there around his waist, and Willie's big. He can get up there and get it, but you got to protect that ball. Kecoughtan is not giving up. Whoa, a three-pointer will cut it to 8 in a heartbeat.
That's a huge basket there.
And David Blizzard said, wait a minute, we got just under 3.5 minutes to go.
25 turnovers for the Phantoms as you watch the three-pointer by Mark Harper.
25. No wonder they're leading the game. You turn it over that many times.
Well, the difference is they've doubled the rebounds on Kecoughtan. See, it's a trade-off. Just 12 turnovers for the Warriors. Is that in the game, Bob? Just a dozen to 25. I mean, that's...
Well, Kecoughtan's doing a good job of protecting the ball, and their scrappy defense is causing a lot of turnovers by the Phantoms.
Just a dozen turnovers. 3:28 left. Warriors don't know the timeout situation, but I got to think they're down to maybe one.
Well, that one was David Blizzard, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm just saying that Rivas had to call those timeouts.
That cross-court pass is killing them.
Simmons, no good. And they say it was knocked out by the Phantoms.
And the official was right there.
Sherman, no good. Andre Walters fouled, didn't get a call, then they did get a call.
And it's a 2-shot foul because they're well over the 10 limit.
Again, the free throws very crucial now. 3 out of 4. Walters, 2 for 2 rather. Phoebus holds a 49-23 edge in rebounds. Just an amazing difference.
49-23.
49-23. Wow. Now Walters, this is the man you want at the free throw line. He is their steady hand here. He's got 3 in a row. It makes it a 10-point game again. Fenner. Plenty of time. They do not have to have a 3 down the court every time.
No, but
oh my goodness!
Wow!
Why would you shoot from 6 feet behind the 3-point line? Not a great choice in shots. Strickland.
Nice feed by Reed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, excellent ball movement. Sherman and hits.
Oh, you could see that was nothing but net on the way down. Back to a 10-point lead. Offensive charge. Willie didn't move, and Carlos took him out. But that's he was still had hold of the ball when he charged. Watch the replay.
.224 left in regulation. Phantoms holding on to a 10-point lead.
I tell you one thing, Kecoughtan did not fold a tent.
By no means at
the
all.
The Warriors didn't say, that's enough, Team Wasabi.
Fenner does not get the shot to go, but he'll get a pair of free throws. Fenner in the game, 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. See a good look at him. You can see where that lower lip was split earlier. That's when he had to leave the game for some assistance. May have had to have a stitch or two. It's this one. He can cut it down to 8. Still plenty of time, 2:17 to go. And he does. Three on one, right side, Strickland, and he lays it in.
Well, that left hand, and that's a violation. Jones did not get out of bounds, or either that or he stepped in bounds before he threw the ball, turned the ball over to the Phantoms. That's the kind of play you don't want to happen. There's the replay, and you see he was not out of bounds.
He had 7 assists and 8 steals in the game for Andre Walters. And there's a foul. Good call.
Yeah, you got to give him a place to come down. And,
well, not only that, but he hit him in the stomach. I mean, that was a hand check, just as clear as any hand check you might ever
Tim,
see.
we do have to consider our players of the game. There's some players that have done a great job. Strickland, Walters, Travis Reed, Campbell has really come on. Robert Little's had a great game. You know, there's a lot of people there. And over at Kecoughtan, you got to look at Fenner and Willie Sherman, Mark Harper. Boy, he's had a great second half. We're going to go with Dominic Strickland for the Phoebus Phantoms and Willie Sherman for the Kecoughtan Warriors. All right, players of the game.
And plenty of other good candidates.
Kecoughtan Hardware and Sporting Goods.
By no means a clear-cut choice for either.
No way.
Lots of good choices. Man, it just touched the ball. Robert Little just had an outstanding ball game. Got a double-double. I mean, no question about the double-double.
Down to 8.
Yeah, 18 rebounds for Robert Little. And
18
rebounds.
How many points unofficially?
Unofficially, he's got 19 points.
Wow.
Here we go the other end now with 1:36 to go. An 8-point difference. Travis Reed. Now you may ask, well, gee, Robert Little's an obvious choice. I got to tell you, we try to spread it around a little bit. There was some other fine efforts out there tonight. Yeah, and Bob informs me to throw in a couple of assists and a couple of steals, and that's what Robert Little's done tonight.
Well, and a few blocks.
Yep. As one would be prone to say, Little's had a big night.
Out of the mouth of babe. Oh, he's not a babe.
Fenner hammered inside. Little got him.
Little said, I got all ball. Good shot of Von Baten that time.
That'll send Derek Fenner to the free throw line where he's been perfect. Just a 9-point difference. Pair of free throws here cuts it to 7. 1:25 to go. In and out, but the long rebound tipped out to Harper. Booth can't get it to go. Fenner does.
Kecoughtan must not have too many timeouts left.
Down to 6. Stolen by Harper. Booth thought about the 3. Now feeds Fenner baseline. In serious trouble. Gets it to Walter. No good. Willie Sherman rebound. Yes.
Oh, we got a game. 4 points with 51 seconds.
I got to think they're out of timeouts.
They are.
4 points the difference. 47 seconds to go. Got a 2 shots coming from the free throw line.
You're talking 2 possessions, and if he makes both of these, you're still talking 2 possessions.
You're watching the replay here. You saw the foul. That was a had-to foul. You got to make the Phantoms get their points at the free throw line. Strickland missed both. It's a 4-point game. Fenner, no. Little had it. And a foul.
We had a tackle.
That's all the Fenner could do. He had to, he couldn't get the ball. He had to foul the man, and he did with 31 seconds left.
That's Travis Reed going to the foul line. What has he done on the foul line tonight?
Here's the replay.
What has Reed done on the foul line?
He's just 1 of 4.
Well, then you fouled the right guy. He's only shooting 25% so far. Got it in and out and back in.
You got a lane violation, I believe.
Well, yeah, because the whistle sounded immediately. Unless it was an inadvertent whistle. Oh, they're going to talk to the coach. I bet it was an inadvertent whistle. But then that would go, what, possession arrow? Which would mean it'd be Phoebus's ball.
And now Phoebus calls timeout, I think. I don't know. We can only speculate because we don't have a.
Well, what really hurt you is I don't know, I haven't seen the replay, but I believe Kecoughtan got the rebound. There's a good shot of the duo. If you widen it out, you can see the guru in the background.
Uniform, by the way.
Yeah, where's his shirt? He's trying to hide. Here's the rebound. Watch this. Well, nobody really had the rebound.
But they quit playing for the ball after the whistle sounded. So. Phoebus having difficulty getting it inbounds, had to burn a timeout or lose the ball. The lead is 5.
Well, at least Phoebus had a timeout to call.
And I have a feeling that neither team will have any left now. I'll stand up and do this game from my feet from the. We appreciate the situation they did here, but I'll tell you, my back is just locked up. Of course, the fans sitting behind us don't appreciate you standing up either, so sit down, Bob.
Wouldn't appreciate it.
Don't block their view. Why are you standing up there?
I want to let them know what it felt like when we sit down there.
That's right. Well, the drama is set. Rivas Conrad is yelling at the official about something.
Rivas is hot.
Well, he's saying the timeout had not finished. All the time had not been used up for the timeout. It was a full timeout, and they were treating it as if it were a 20-second timeout. At least that's my speculation.
Buddy Jim says, hey, wasn't me.
Well, I mean, both teams had finished and gone back to the floor, so I don't know what difference, if any, that makes, but Rivas just wanted to prove a point, I think. The coat came off. Rivas is in the game, guys. Okay.
Michael Powers is trying to explain it to him.
We lost our
monitor again, but that's happened all night long. We must have some gremlins over here at Kecoughtan.
In any event, I think we're finally ready to.
And we got a new setup on the inbounds. They're in a stack. Before they weren't. Whoa!
Steal. Fenner. Booth. Follow. Yes.
Carlos acts like he's hurt.
Now, a timeout was called by the Warriors. Do they have any timeouts is the question. We were under the impression, and only that, an impression, that they didn't have any timeouts, but they may have had one. If they make
they called a foul?
Well, there should have been a technical on slapping the backboard again. That's happened twice in this game,
and
they haven't called
it 3 times in this game.
Well, at least twice that I know of. But it appears that they've called a foul. We can't look at the replay because we haven't got a monitor out here, but the 2 points for the basket were taken off the board.
Oh, he was fouled before the basket.
Apparently.
Which he was. He was fouled when he was shooting, and there was a putback that was the score.
So the score remains 80-75. Booth missed the first of 2.
And that was a big one because he could have cut it to 1 possession.
Missed both. And a jump ball.
Kecoughtan's possession.
Kecoughtan for 3, no. And a foul.
Now, if he calls on Robert Little, that was a bad call because Robert got all.
Well, they called it, and they said he got him with the body, but that was a terrible
no
call.
way. No way.
No, that was terrible.
That was a bad call. He had hand on top of the ball. There was a space between him and the ball player.
Now, Robert Little, the biggest man on the court. Yeah, Harper at the free throw line. They're living a charmed life, the Warriors are here.
Well, if he makes this one, now we got a 1 possession game. A 3-pointer can tie it.
Got to get this one. Travis Reed, Andre Walters, and he'll get a pair of free throws.
And that's not a bad guy to foul. He's not done well on the foul line tonight.
No, actually he has.
Oh, I'm sorry, he has. That's right.
Not the guy to foul.
It was Reed that wasn't doing so good. Yeah, that's not the guy to foul. Good point.
But, you know, the thing here is you're not under the 1-and-1 pressure. You get 2 shots.
That's right.
4 points the difference. 14 seconds is the time. So Walters, 5 of 5 on the night from the free throw line. He shoots each one the same way. That ball hits the front rim and crawls over.
Yep, sure does.
Well, David Bliss has got to be upset. On the inbounds play, they foul the Warriors and send them to the free throw line. The last thing they wanted to do was foul them and stop the clock.
You don't want to be stopping the clock.
If you're Kecoughtan, you got 13 seconds to go, a 6-point game. You've got to hit these free throws. Booth misses. Strickland had the rebound. It got knocked out of bounds. Let's see, they'll award it. They'll say a foul occurred.
Yeah, it's on Willie Sherman.
No time, well, actually, just 1 second left the clock in that exchange. So if you're Kecoughtan, you'll take that because
absolutely
the clock stops. You lost 1 second, and you'll get the ball back here. You may have to give up a pair of free throws, but time is the factor here. One on and two for Strickland. Almost stolen. 8 seconds to go. And a 7-point difference. Fenner, they should let him just drive in and score, and they do. And now with 4 seconds remaining, the Warriors use what I guess
has to be the last time out. Has to be.
Well, this has been a tough game. I'm telling you, the Warriors hung close early, faded in the third quarter, came back strong at the end of the third quarter, faded in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then came back and have made a dogfight out of this last 3 minutes. But they're about to run out of the charmed life, I'm afraid, as the 5-point difference with 4 seconds is going to be pretty difficult to overcome.
You got a good point.
See, we talked about our crew. We thanked all of our crew here. We got Scotty and Bev, and we got Andy and Bev, and so we got Sarah
and everybody else.
Everybody. So we got all them taken care of. Thank all the fine folks here at Kecoughtan High.
You thank your instant stat guy,
Mr. B. Cullen. Needless to say, the Phantoms just want to get the ball inbounds and throw it down the court, burn this 4 seconds off. They throw the baseball pass, Andre Walters, and that'll do it. Travis Reed will score, no. But it doesn't matter as the Phantoms hold off a determined Kecoughtan team. I didn't do one thing. This Kecoughtan team does not play like a team with a 2-13 record.
Sure don't.
But they would not give it up, and they hung tough till the very end. But Phoebus prevails as they improve their record to 5-10 in the district and 7-11 overall by winning by 5, 83-78. Our players of the game are Willie Sherman for Kecoughtan and Dominique Strickland for the Phoebus Phantoms. I want to thank our sponsors again, Zooms, with 5 convenient locations, and Wood Funeral Home for helping bring this game to you in part. For Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and the entire Channel 46 crew, the final score is Phoebus 83 and Kecoughtan 78. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.